your mental capacity, your social, your emotional, your spiritual, all of that, everything in who you are is money.
Mm.
And when you see it all as valuable, from the seconds to your day to where you put your energy, that will help you have a better understanding of what it means when people say invest.
So the Mantra House, that's co-owned by how many other people?
So it's just myself and Richie. So,
Okay,
yes.
is that LLC?
Yes, LLC. We are a legit business.
Okay.
Our website isn't just a website because it's something that looks pretty. Trust me, when you interact with the mantrahouse.com, you're gonna be able to go through some things, search some things out, and also you will see our portfolio. You'll see currently the projects that we have produced.
Okay.
From visuals, visualizers, videos, like I said, music, singles, multiple singles. We have not just music, but um, poetry tracks, narration tracks. Also, guided meditations is also what we're going to be
where we interview real people telling real truths and stories. The overall objective here is to break the negative narratives that plague our communities and minds. The biggest one we aiming to attack is that there are no more good men and women out here. Stand-up men and women. The men and women we actually need in positions to help change our community for the better. I like how you put that. Just playing a different game.
Yeah, you play a different game now. It's like at first, you become as resourceful as you can with what you have because there's certain things you don't have. And then when you finally start to acquire things, now, you're playing a different game with those things. And then it continues to grow and evolve based off of how long you want to keep going.
Look, yeah, we can have a good ass.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So, did you get a chance to watch any of the episodes?
I did.
Okay.
Glance through some of the episodes, and I did kind of get a glance for the format. And yeah, man, it's a real organic flow.
It is. It's just a conversation. I'm gonna have a session, a part where it's like a group discussion of business owners.
Yeah.
With a big old whiteboard, probably in there, but with a big old whiteboard, where we start getting real strategic about coming up with plans for all the businesses in the room.
Yeah.
Cause maybe about 5 different businesses, and we all just brainstorm on how we can maybe network and come up with something like actually leave there with an action plan to make money out. So I got something deeper in the works with this.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely, bro. I'm definitely down with that. I know, especially me and my bro Richie, man. Like, especially what we've been building with the Mantra House, man. Like, we definitely, looking to do a lot more, man. And it's
the year.
Yeah, it's the year. It's the year. For sure.
So and I did fix the audio issue. So if you were skipping through and probably heard some messed up, choppy stuff, that no longer exists. Okay. So since the last episode that I currently have dropped, I did like 3 or 4 podcasts since.
Nice.
So I got those. I'm automating those to get scheduled for the next few weeks. So
cool.
Yeah, we got one every single day.
Nice.
So
let's go.
So if you checked one of the recent ones out, you know how we started with our 10-second elevator pitches. That is why I had you come up with that list for me, so you can refer back to that if you want.
Okay.
But this is a business podcast, and the elevator pitch is an essential part of any business owner, and how they network. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. All right, cool. So, my name is Bobby Free Williams Jr., and I am a co-founder of the Mantra House. The Mantra House is a multimedia company that specializes in generating creative experiences. So whether you want to create a song, whether you want to have a commercial made, or something in the regards of visual audio elements, we are the house for you. We do everything in-house. I am the creative visual side, and then Richie IV, aka Rich Millingard, is my co-founder, and he does the audio side. So everything is completely custom, in-house, made.
It's dope.
And we've been generating projects not even a year yet, and we have collaborations with multiple artists in the city. Some people who are releasing for the first time. I know for me myself, I produced 3 EPs last year. At the end of 2024, they're all available on streaming platforms right now. Welcome to Freedom dropped in June. Art Over Ego dropped in October, and then the Love Pack dropped in December. So yeah, all of our work is there. Also, we got our website, themontrahouse.com.
That was smooth. See, yeah, that's a clear sign you get into it. That's clear sign you are conducting business,
yes, sir.
And you are really networking in it. Because I was listening, because I break elevator pitches down into 3 parts.
Yeah.
The intro, the who you are, and then the call to action.
Yeah.
And you hit every last piece. And I was listening to that call to action. I was like, wrap it up with the call to action, wrap it up.
Yeah.
And you said it was so smooth with the website. You was like, and it was like, you didn't even have to say, go to the website and do anything. You just said the website name, but how you set it up led to people like, let me go, because it made me feel, let me go check out the website.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so that was a really good, that was a really good elevator pitch. I like that. I like that. So, yeah, that was dope. Because usually I take a few minutes to really get into that, but I mean, if you pitch that to anybody who trying to rap, sing, poetry, anything like that,
yeah, even podcasts, like
podcast on me, even that, I'm pretty sure you would get them locked in. Like, okay, let me see what y'all got. Let me see your checkout. Let me see what your setup is, and then you got official website, so that make it even more like, okay, they're legit. And then I've been seeing you on Instagram, so I've been seeing the stuff y'all been posting there. So I'm like, boom. So you really locked into what you're doing, and I love it. I love it. I love it. So that this, like we've been saying, this is gonna be a good conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So let's get into a background of you. I've been getting better, or I've been thinking more about how I want to ask you questions. So I'm gonna do it straight and then let you hit. So what talents or skills did you recognize about yourself growing up that you now translated into business?
That's great. That's a great question. The skills that I've always had growing up is being in touch with my imagination and being able to pull from that place to create a physical representation of that. So whether that's a piece of art, whether that is a physical product, whether that is an experience, I've always been in touch with my imagination. I've always been in touch with the pulse of what brings joy, peace, good energy, and good vibes to people, and also a part of what we have as desire. I've always studied that. So, as a creator, as somebody who made art his entire life, when you get to hustle your art, you get to see what people buying. You get to see what people are into, right? And when I was doing this in middle school and elementary school, I was just drawing trendy stuff. Really, back then, I was just taking Looney Tune characters. And, you remember how we used to do the T-shirts with the snowman, the Jeezy, and all of. I did the same thing. I was putting afros on Daffy Duck. I was putting automatic weapons in their hand. Porky Pig had a fade, like. But but because of my creativity, I saw that people found value in it, and that's
deep.
That is a connection I always maintained the post on growing up, and I focus more on the creative part versus the business part. And now that now that I've grown, now that I've lived life a little bit more, and I've done more on the business side now, the business side is more prevalent with the creativity.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. Ooh, that's deep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said that like as if that was a smooth process, but I know for a fact it was a hard process. So what were some of the signs like people value the creativity of somebody else that you was picking up on? Like,
first of all, that when someone really finds a connection or interest in anything, they're gonna make it happen. And we see that happen all the time. When we hungry and we want that specific taste from that specific restaurant at that specific spot, even if it's 7 degrees outside, if that desire is big enough, we're gonna go get that food.
On me.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with anything that we find value. And that's what I learned from watching other people. And a lot of that was people, like you said, from watching other people prefer other people's art. I learned from watching other people work, not from always getting the attention. I got attention from drawing, but I didn't always draw what people like because I drew what I like. You know what I'm saying? And when you in a space where people are creating those things that are very popular or familiar, of course those are going to have a bigger connection and impact. So watching that, seeing that interaction, like, oh, okay, so if you really like that, well, maybe let me see what I could do. And maybe if you like this enough, You might see something, and you might see the value and want to give me something for it.
That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep. And I relate to that, especially coming from like the business aspect side of it. Like
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's as simple as finding a product that's marketable and bringing that product to market.
Damn. Yeah.
Like that sounds simple, but that's so hard to do.
Oh yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
so hard to do. Like
Absolutely. For sure.
finding something, and especially with the internet and social media now, making or creating a product that a whole bunch of people can say that's different, that's unique,
Mm-hmm.
and then packaging that in a way that can be shipped to anywhere around this world,
Yeah.
that can be easily distributed,
Uh
is
huh.
something that's really hard to do.
It is.
And it's like the process of going through that, you just express that from a creative side, that like confirms to me what I'm doing is right, because
Yeah.
that's something I seen,
Yes.
that businessmen and artists have that relatability. We just not communicating properly enough and putting ourselves in the right spaces
Yeah.
to really get it done. Like
Hmm.
think about all the money that's left on the table from us not putting our heads together
There you
and
go.
really connecting on it and letting each other be great at what we love to do.
Bam. That's
You
it.
feel me?
Yes, sir. That's exactly it. And you are right. A lot of the times, we do have a similar mindset and approach to how we do things. It's just the experience is different. Also, socially, the value is different. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Socially, an artist is not always considered to be very important,
Mm,
but they are,
mm.
because everything that we interact with is art.
That's deep.
The way this microphone
That's
was
deep.
designed is art. The way that these phones are designed is art. The way, like, this had to come from some people's imagination. Somebody had to become so fascinated and obsessed with this thought, this idea, right, existing, that they developed the skill set to be able to make it come together. All of us
Mm,
operate in creativity, right? That's one of the biggest things I think that a lot of people would consider there to be a difference between people who do business and artists or creatives. No, it's all creativity. Because to your point, it's hard to find a product that you can bring to a market and that you can make available and create and set it up in a way to where people will want that product. People will find value in that product, and people will be willing to give and invest their resources in exchange for that product. That takes a level of creativity, right? Commercials, that's creativity. Everything
it is.
is there. It's
It is.
definitely there. I think for me too, like me speaking on it is um, recognizing value and impact and seeing it within another person helped me realize that I also have it within myself.
Mm,
And it's just now I gotta find what that looks like
mm.
and also find the way to make that connection between me and people to make that connection so we can now they want the product, they have this product, but now we're talking business. Now, we're in this type of a relationship now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, in your opinion,
Hmm.
what's the biggest miscommunication between, say, an artist and a business person?
That uh I think the biggest miscommunication I could say, especially for us here in America, is the individualism aspect of it. Is that we try to weigh each other's work, and that gets in the way of the work.
Ooh, that's deep.
You see what I'm saying?
That's deep.
So, like, because I'm the investor and I got the money, I should have more of a say in how this creative process goes. Makes sense if that's what the contract says. But you're the investor with the money. I'm the creative with the product. I'm the creative with the vision for the product.
Mm,
Both of us have resources and tangible ways to contribute to this space, especially if we're working together on a project. But when we're at that point to where, oh, because I brought the money, that means the weight of my word is just as heavy as yours.
mm,
But then you also have the artists that say, well, my creativity and my creative direction is also contributing to this project, right? The weight of my word is also heavy as well. And a lot of times in those situations, our egos get in that space. We don't work through that actual communication and that conflict. So conflict is one of the big reasons why um, we don't see a lot of successful execution in these spaces when it comes to like business people and artists collaborating, right? Then next, there is the focus on the why of the project. From a business standpoint, you're looking at, okay, this is an investment I'm making. I'm looking at my ROI. I'm looking at what is it going to take for this to actually be executed? What also needs to go into this besides actually making the thing? Because to your point, it's not just making the product; it's figuring out how are we going to present this,
The resources
the
needed to
resources
do
needed
it.
to exactly to actually do it, to actually bring it together, right? Because you may have the initial investment, but more money is going to need to be invested at a certain point, right? This is a product and it's successful, but I have to still put more money into it for it to be more successful, right? It's that continual process of weighing whether this is viable and valuable enough within the return to not only start, execute, and continue. You see what I'm saying? And that's on both sides, right? Sustainability is a part of it too, right? Um, is there a space where there is that consistent, clear communication and trust built so things can be executed on, you know? Um, on the business side, you know, this is a product that we've actually created. We're gonna have to protect this product. So
And that cost.
right. And the biggest thing also I think that I think that's what it is too is that even in the midst of that conversation that I bring up between like the money and the creativity and the delivering of the actual product is a lot of the times we do the infighting, and that infighting is the biggest, like, tends to be the biggest attractor. You know, a lot of this when it comes to working together, especially when you have different skill sets coming together, a lot of it takes not just humbling yourself, but seeing value in each other.
Man, I'm
Like, I can't do this without you.
man.
You can't do this without me. So, what can we do to collaborate to make it work? And a lot of it too is being willing to, like I said, not just trust,
But take
but
the back seat.
take a back seat, but also take that energy that you want to put into that space of like helping, and take that energy and put it to what you do. Just that's it. Just hey, if anything, I'm gonna make my part so tight that
Can't nothing fall back on my end.
exactly. Or hey, if we're not successful, it's not because I didn't do my end, or it's not because you didn't do your end. It's because now we can honestly go back and we can look at the drawing board and see where we messed up, where we could have missed something, where the miscommunication happened, where you see
Wow,
what I'm saying?
because I used to always say the only way to not allow a business relationship to go bad
Mm-hmm.
or to maintain it is to put everything in contract.
Yeah,
But you just showed me a whole other way,
yeah,
and that's doing everything on your end. So if things or when things do hit the fan,
yeah.
can't nothing fall back on you.
That's where the contract was
That's
birthed from.
deep.
That's where the contract was birthed from, right?
That's deep.
You know,
That's deep.
because
Mm.
a lot of people, especially I know for me, like when it comes to being in this space of just maximizing everything and realizing that being an entrepreneur operating in business directly to customer is best for me. Um, I've From my research, what I've come to learn is that a lot of people, and a lot of some of the biggest things that we've seen in existence did not have a contract, because the understanding was the handshake. And the power of the handshake is, I know you're good at what you do, and you know I'm good at what I do. We both know that even with us putting everything we have into this, there's a possibility this might not work out. Or the opposite. This could be great. Now, we can put a contract in this space and get this done, go through legal, which is going to take time and money. And that's fine, because what the contract is there for is to ensure that you cover your end of the deal, right? So even if it doesn't work out, legally binding, hey, these are all the points that I agreed on. This is what we did, all of that, right? But with those handshake moments, it was no, this trust. I'm going to put all this energy into what I got. And I know you're going to put all your energy into what you have.
So, because I'm real life going through that right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
for sure.
like, because like I said, I realized a lot of what we just talked about
Mm-hmm.
was that was something that was a glitch in the market,
Yeah.
as in helping black business do black business here in St. Louis.
Yes.
Because I've seen like it's so much money left on the table with black business
Yes.
here in St. Louis, so where
Tons.
and then you had all of this federal grants and federal funding that came to where people even stopped worrying about doing black business and just wanted to go compete for that stuff.
Yeah.
But I realized once they stripped the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion program from the federal government in
Yes.
like 2015,
Uh-huh.
it was coming back to where you eat what you kill.
Exactly.
You gotta get out there and make your money through actually providing a service that's valuable and products that's actually worth what you're charging for.
Absolutely.
Like one of the biggest realizations I came to with some of my products was like, how can I charge $20 for a candle when freaking Walmart, the biggest supermarket in the world, charging $5 for the exact same type of candle I make? I have to put more value into this candle in order to make it and be worth $20. And so I got gold flakes, I got sage, the packaging, I got that wrapped up. Like the essence of the candles, the meaning that put into it. Like I realized that you got to actually put more value into just that, like in just your mindset and your energy into something to really bring it to fruition.
Yes, you do.
And wrapping that thought up, I'm like, okay, I had to put myself in position to be the liaison between artists and black business. And so that's what I've been doing. So now I'm in the midst of it. I'm trying to figure out, how do you explain to artists the importance of money?
That's a good question. So the first thing I think for any artist that they would have to do is they would have to look at their personal relationship with money first, because that's going to impact.
Ooh, that's a gem.
That's going to impact your relationship with money and business as well. If your relationship with money is, I just pay my bills, I do what I can to survive, and that's what I got to do, then I'm gonna be straight up with you. Business is not gonna be the space for you, because the mentality and the mindset that comes with money is, yes, it is there for us to have what we need and for us to do what it is that we have to do. But money is a resource. Money is a part of it, right? So to an artist, what I would tell them is, if you want to, any artist that you see that is successful, there is money behind them. Michael Jackson, as great and as talented as he is, he had money put behind him. Anything that you see that is of significance, that is popular, that is in a book, that has been acknowledged as a great work of art, regardless of what kind of art it is, money was put behind it. Okay? Whether it was the song that was put on SoundCloud that was made with $200 worth of equipment that blew up on TikTok, that now is $1 million generating song, or the business that was seeded by parents that gave them $100,000 and they turned that into a multi-billion-dollar industry, like, or a billion-dollar industry giant. All of that took money. Okay, so as much as your talent is a resource, money is a resource. Credit is a resource. Connections, networking is a resource. All of these are resources, and I want you to think of them as credits in the game, right? When you put more credits in the game, you get more chances to win. Money are those credits for us in this world, in this game that we live in, especially when you are an artist. Okay. You want everybody to see your latest drop, you're gonna have to put money on that ad. Your organic reach is only gonna go so far, because the algorithm and the world that we live in is set up with tolls everywhere. Just like when you drive on the road anywhere in America, going along long drive across the nation. When you get into some states, you're going to have to pay a toll to get into the further parts of the state. It's the same way with how capitalism is set up in America, especially for us as black businesses. Okay, y'all. We're not going to make much movement outside of influence without money. We're just not. And in our community, with the spending power that we have, in order for us to develop and grow that and to make that more potent, we have to reinforce that within our businesses, within our community. We have to do that. So yes, artists and business owners, we do have to work together, but we have to make it make sense.
And not just reinforce it, instill it.
Yes, instill it.
Stamp it to where that is the essence of how we do business, but that is not the only way we do business.
Exactly. Money, okay, so all right, now I get what you're saying. So yes, money is important when it comes to compensation.
If you want to get paid
Yes.
for the hours you spent producing your product.
Yes, money is important. So when it comes to the cost of your product, because you have, okay, credits in the game, once again. If you have a product and you go through the process of making the product, you need money in order for that product to be produced, right? After you produce that product, you're going to need to invest in that product to be able to have it in front of people, right? But you also need that product to return the same value you are putting into yourself. Because this is the thing about being an artist. I've made millions of pieces of art and all of them do not generate money because I made them. The pieces of art that did generate resources, money, connections, so on and so forth, are the pieces that I went to present before people, that I shared with people consistently, right? And yes, if you want to get paid, you have to talk about it. A lot of artists shy away from talking about money because a lot of artists don't truly know how to value themselves. Your product has to make sense for your pay. But it's not just the product, it's also your experience. It's also your knowledge. It's also your ability to execute. It's also, even with whatever it is that you're presenting, you knowing what its capabilities, its strengths, its weaknesses are. So you're able to cover and maximize what your goals are with it. Your goals aren't always to make money. Sometimes your goal is to make an impact. Sometimes your goal is to be unforgettable. Sometimes your goal is to build a connection. But really the big thing that I think a lot of people don't think about too, I especially say with artists when it comes to money is a part of relationship. If somebody is willing to pay you for your product or your service, if they are willing to schedule a date and a time, then they are investing more than just money into you. They are investing themselves.
And I think that's something else that falls into the miscommunication.
Yeah.
In the between the artist and the business person. Like
Yeah.
Like some of the artists that I've sat down and tried to do business with, they see me take a very disciplined, like no BS, like strategic. If we not producing and making this much on it, we can't really do it.
Yeah.
And they think, oh, you just don't care about this, you just don't care about that. Like me investing my time, me investing my money, me investing my resources and my network into what we have going on.
Right.
Is how I show my love, because that's something I take really valuable.
Absolutely, for sure.
So yeah,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and that's also a part of it too. Is that when I say money, I'm not always talking about the physical currency. So I have to actually and that's one of the things I'm learning. So I got to break down my own personal like lexicon and dictionary. So when I talk about money, I'm talking about any resource that brings you value. Okay, so that can be your product, that can be your service, that can be your gift, your talent, your ability, that can be your community, that can be friends, family, connections, professional network, creative network. All of that is money, right? Not only that, your time, your energy, your mental capacity, your social, your emotional, your spiritual, all of that, everything and who you are is money. And when you see it all as valuable, from the seconds to your day to where you put your energy, that will help you have a better understanding of what it means when people say invest. To your point, if someone is taking the time to work on your project, that means there's other projects that's not getting worked on. If someone is taking the time to come to rehearse with you for your show, that means there's other things that they're not rehearsing and preparing for, right? We're all, especially when we're involved in a space and a process or an event, we're all not only sacrificing, but we're all investing and giving for this space, this opportunity, this product, whatever it is that we're doing, especially with business being attached to it. We're all giving and contributing for there to be a return. So we're doing what we need to do to make that strongest return possible. And there comes a point to where no matter how much you feel about the way you want things to be, right? If there's an expectation on that return, then everything that's being done and solidified is focused on that return. You know what I'm saying? And I know that's a hard thing for a lot of artists to sit with, but it's the truth, right?
And once you face that, it the faster it opens you up to get the artistic freedom that you look for.
Yeah.
The faster you embrace that it's gonna take financial sacrifices and financial discipline to really open up that freedom to just create how you want to. Is a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful thing.
absolutely. It really is a beautiful thing. And I think the biggest thing for me, that anchors me when I think of this is relationship. It's relationship to self, it's relationship to others, it's relationship to your craft, to what it is that you do. It's your relationship to business. It's your relationship to life, living, your living situation, to everything. You know?
And I think that's something that I've watched you from afar really hone in on and really scale up.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And that is what led us to this interview, this sit down.
Yeah.
So your business is the Mantra House and Freedom.
Freedom.
Okay,
Yeah, freedom.
you spelled it.
Yeah, the way I spell it, PHREEDUMB. So it doesn't change the phonetics. It's just when you change the letters, it just makes it different.
So the Mantra House, that's co-owned by how many other people?
So it's just myself and Richie. So,
okay, yes. Is that LLC?
Yes, LLC. Okay. We are a legit business.
Okay.
Our website isn't just a website because it's something that looks pretty. Trust me, when you interact with the monsterhouse.com, you're gonna be able to go through some things, search some things out, and also you will see our portfolio. You'll see currently the projects that we have produced.
Okay.
From visuals, visualizers, videos, like I said, music, singles, multiple singles. We have not just music, but poetry tracks, narration tracks. Also, guided meditations is also what we're going to be creating more of now. Even commercials. There is a variety of ways of doing things, but yes, it's co-owned by myself and Richie. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What about Freedom?
So Freedom is mine. Freedom is my personal LLC. Freedom is all of the work that I do on my end of it. Okay. That is all of the visual media and art side of things. Yeah.
Man, sir. That's how you create multiple streams of income from one skill.
Yeah.
From one relationship. That's like me with the podcast, and I need to have the candles. My bad.
No, you good. You good. This is yours.
But that's like me. Like my LLC is the Big Flex Overdose, but my products is under that.
Wow.
But the YouTube, I'm monetizing that to become its own separate stream of income.
Beautiful.
So the mindset is like, if I just really need $3,000 to $5,000 a month off YouTube to take care of my monthly needs, my monthly expenses, to be able to keep my standard of living maintained.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anything outside of that is extra income to invest, to save, to do different things with. So since I got these products, if I'm getting, once I get to a point to where I'm monetizing, I'm getting hundreds of thousands, millions of views.
Right.
Now I just add these in there. So now, boom, not only the website making money or the YouTube making money, now this extra business over here is making money.
Absolutely.
And it bring more awareness to the other things in the brand. So it's like, and you basically just said the same thing.
Yeah.
So how did you connect it? How did you see, like, you have one I call parent company,
yes,
and then you break brother and sister companies off of that?
Right. So you come to that space and that realization, like, honestly, for me, it's through education.
Ooh.
It's through education, it's through research.
Man, dropping gems.
Yeah, like, honestly, for real, like, when people talk about education, I know a lot of the time we're talking about like school and public school, but no, education is the journey that you go on to learn, period. For me, I'm a forever student. If it's anything I want to do, I take my time to do my due diligence to learn as much as I can about it, because not only do I want to be successful, I want to be good at it. You know, I want to feel good about what I'm doing. I want to be knowledgeable. I want to feel confident, and nothing prepares you like preparation. You know, and doing so, you learn that one of the smartest things to do is LLCs is one of the more main things that we talked about when it comes to business. And yes, those are great to set up, great to have, but it's a limited liability company. I'm not spitting any game that nobody's never heard before. But a limited liability company basically means that with you operating and utilizing this particular storefront, if you will, that any risk or anything that you incur with business, you know what I'm saying, that vehicle has the ability to absorb that. But like having a parent company, with like what the Mantra House is, being an S corp, what that does is that sets us up to be able to be that parent company for our additional LLCs. Because I have my own personal LLC, Richie also has his own as well. And what that does is that ensures additional protection. Also, when it comes to setting up those assets that you are going to be bringing in with those resources, so on and so forth, it sets up your financial life as well. It's important to put yourself in a position where you can do business with the least amount of risk as possible. And the current uh, in the current space that we're in business wise. Yes, Trump got elected, but the way business is conducted has not completely changed yet. So for those of us who are doing business and doing what we have to do the best you can with what you have. Okay, like we have to maximize. As Black people, we're not strangers of maximization. If we can take a loaf of bread and some peanut butter and jelly and stretch that for 2 weeks, we have to apply some of the same principles to business. Yes, there are grants. Yes, there is loans and a lot of that. But before you touch any of that, there's a lot more work that has to be done before you start touching funds.
You want to talk about an artist selling your soul?
Yeah,
as a business, you taking a loan or a grant premature of having that structure is selling your soul.
absolutely.
In my opinion, especially here in St. Louis, because the type of stipulations, criteria,
Deliverables.
that comes with that, it's like it's strategically set up to throw you off your mission statement.
Absolutely.
It's strategically set up to throw you off your goals of even starting that business or nonprofit, and now you become a puppet for a government entity.
Mm-hmm.
When all you had to do was you can keep that nonprofit or not for profit. You just gotta create a product to sell through it.
Exactly. And that's really the biggest thing.
Or to promote and donate through.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is understanding the structure you're under. If it was easy, like if we could all go out and just start selling products and not be regulated, a lot of more people would do it, and there'd be a lot more money. Like for real, like for real,
a lot more vendors,
tons of more vendors, bro. It'd be vendor events.
Look, we tried it here, but they realized quick, like, hold on,
no,
hold on, hold on.
Yeah, no, you got to do more than that. And I think the biggest thing nowadays is that the essence of relationship has been pulled from everything, especially when it comes to getting things from people.
Crab in a bucket.
Yeah.
Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think it's more opportunist based nowadays. When you actually develop a relationship and you connect with people on a real level, on a human level, it's not about just pulling heartstrings for manipulation, but it's like generating an honest response. There are people who just honestly would like to support you, but the problem is when you don't take the time to educate yourself, to do the personal inner work that you're going to have to do, because conducting a business is going to expose all of the parts of you that you're not working on. Like for real, it is. It's going to expose you. It really is, because when you run a business, it's not just I got a great product and people are going to buy it. No, you're dealing with people. You're dealing with people. Unless you are operating in a business where it is more autonomous and you're not dealing with people and there's no relationships that's involved, which is very rare, few and far between. You're going to deal with people. People are going to have opinions about what you're doing. People are going to have critiques. People are going to have praises. People are going to have whatever it is that they have to offer. And if you want to operate a business and you want to be successful, like social media has done a great job of programming everybody into being business owners, right? And to walking into the luxuries of the things that you see, like it's good to have that idea, but in order to get there, there's a lot that has to happen, especially when you are not aware. Just like you breaking it down with the grants. Most people don't know that when you actually get a grant, it's not, oh, they gave you the money, you do whatever you want. No. Grants come with stipulations. Grants come with these things we call deliverables, meaning that in order for this grant to be fulfilled, these are the results and the things we need to see you achieve. And those things that they may want you to achieve and do could very well be contradictory to your actual business plan, to your mission statement, to who you are as a person.
forgive me for
No,
cutting you
go
off.
for it. Go for it.
But think about it,
Mhm.
and it goes back to what you said. People not understanding the structure that they're under. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even taking it higher than just business.
Mm-hmm.
When you understand the structure we under in a capitalistic society,
Mm-hmm.
if you have something, if you have funding that's coming from the federal government, the people at the top of the pyramid scheme,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you then have to sit back and think, okay, what is the federal government focused on when it comes to this funding that they giving out? And most of the funding, when you really sit back and looked at it, was coming from the federal government, was to build the city up to look nicer
Mm-hmm.
for the gentrification that they was doing.
Absolutely.
Even from Missouri government, the state government, that was where most of that funding was coming. So
Absolutely.
what I
Yes.
mean
Thank
by
you.
that is, like, you would have like a philanthropic, or I ain't gonna name names, but a big nonprofit.
Yes, sir.
You would know they just got $100,000 grant, but they gotta get the sidewalks cleaned up in front of
Yes.
their building.
Yes, they do.
That's for TVs and couches. You
Yep.
better not spend it on no program
E-
that you been trying to implement for 10 years.
Exactly.
That's for the reconstruction and the piping system. So now the city can't come back and sue the federal government for all this money when we turn into a Flint, Michigan. Like,
Yeah.
that's where that federal government money is coming from, to protect them and their assets.
Yeah.
So thinking you finna be able to take federal government money and operate on a local level like how you want to is ridiculous to
Yeah,
me.
especially when you do not have a product that you control. Yeah.
What?
Yeah, especially when you don't have a product that you control, especially when you're
What?
talking about a stream of revenue where you set yourself up to be able to make those advances that you need to make as a business. And you're right. A lot of the times people see grants and they think free money, but no, it's not free money. Anything that comes with a contract is not free. The contract is your binding agreement, aka your payment, in order for you to receive whatever's coming through. So if you're not taking the time to do your research and you're just hiring a grant writer to get you some money, I would highly, once again, education.
Find yourself in
You know what I'm
prison.
saying? Consciously says education is elevation. He's completely right. Because when you empower yourself with the knowledge, you can then you can, from knowledge you can exercise wisdom. Too many times, like, people think wisdom just comes from experience. No, it comes from knowledge. It comes from knowing as well. It comes from putting yourself in a position to know something. You know what I'm saying? And when you do that, you operate much more wisely. You know, and to your point, you don't want to get yourself into a storefront with millions of dollars and grants that's only to make sure that storefront is up to code. Because after that, you still got to pay rent. Because you still have other operational costs that have to come with it.
And not just that building's rent, but your home rent.
Exactly. You got your livelihood. That's another thing with being in business. Like, you have your livelihood. And
like, man,
your most valuable asset is your time and your energy. Your most valuable asset is you. You know, and it's important to navigate these spaces the most effective way possible.
So speaking to that,
Mhm.
what was, looking back? What year? This is two part. What year did you guys LLC Mantra House?
Last year.
Okay.
Like literally, myself and Richie, we're gonna be coming up on a year of like intensely working together this year. Like, you know,
Hey,
and
that's deep though. That's deep.
yeah, and it's one of those situations where, like,
It's
especially with us
fucking
coming
dope.
together, is when you are two like-minded individuals, you know what it is that you want. You take the time to actually have those conversations
That
and
man.
to talk about what your role and your involvement is, what value you bring to the space. It's one of those things where, like, you know, some people, like, you've been with that person for 10 years, you just don't want to make that commitment. Then you with this person for 3 months, and all of a sudden you married, and y'all got a house with a white picket fence. Like, not saying we married, but but when you have an understanding of who you are and what you're doing, and both parties can do that, you know, honestly, you know, moving forward isn't.
It just feels like the right steps to
Yeah,
do. It just feel like this should be next. Like,
exactly.
you wasting time if you don't take that next step.
Exactly, exactly. And
So looking back over this past year, what has been some challenges? But on the flip side, what has been some successes? Or what has been some challenges, and how have you guys successfully worked through those challenges?
Yeah, so some of the challenges is, like, so I started actually just making music last year.
Oh, damn.
Like, this is, like, everything you hear on every EP, every single that's out right now, everywhere. brand fresh, new. I didn't have a notebook full of bars waiting to get on these tracks. The poems are poems I've had because as a spoken word artist, I've been blessed to, to develop some beautiful pieces. But literally figuring out our process of creating together was one of our biggest challenges. But the challenge wasn't creating; it was finding that space of coexisting together in creation. And it was already organic, but taking time to test it. And the first EP, Welcome to Freedom, is the product of, okay, so you and I both have these skill sets, we can merge them together. What does it look like if we actually just put the work in together and just do it? And Welcome to Freedom is that combination of that. It's that fusion of passion, hard work, and then also two people having a genuine curiosity to make something beautiful. And that was one of the biggest. That was one of the biggest like hurdles. But like I said, even with that being a hurdle, it hasn't been like crazy. Something else. I think another thing is like working through our identity and everything together. It's a challenge, but it's also a success because through us developing and building our relationship together, not only as partners and as creatives, but building our brotherhood, like finding commonality is what helped us develop Mantra House further. It's our relationship. Like you're literally seeing our creative relationship blossoming before your eyes with every product we put out.
That's deep.
You see what I'm saying? So, and a lot of that's generated from us meeting up and living life together, talking through things. One of the things we love to do is go on hikes. So when the weather breaks a lot more, we definitely, when we get the time, going to be back outside in nature again. And in nature is where we get those ideas and that inspiration and talk through concepts, and also maintaining that conversation, maintaining that relationship. But yeah, a lot of it is figuring out our process, recognizing the identity of how we want to brand ourselves, not being a brand, but knowing that a brand helps people connect to us.
Oh, that's deep. So, that's deep.
Yeah.
And as you was talking, I was kind of imagining what that would be like, because I almost really got into opening an LLC with my business partner. But falling back to what you said, like timing is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
I was so like, I'm like, no, not the charge.
I was trying to play it off into the end.
No, it's good, because I sure was like, something feels off.
In every business relationship, there's the balance of leverage.
Yeah.
And when I mean leverage and power in the business, but not only that, but leadership as well.
Yeah.
How do you guys attack that? Because that's the quickest thing that leads into ego.
Yeah, absolutely. So when it comes to how we operate when it comes to making decisions, it's not. So I have our Mantra House chain on right now, and our main quote is art over ego.
Ooh, that's dope.
So that's our mission statement. That's what we live by. And how we do that is by being honest with ourselves. Being honest with ourselves, and also like listening before we reply. So let's say he will say Richie sends me a mix, and I'm hearing what he's creating with the mix versus what I recorded, right? A lot of that is communication, working through it and talking to it, but also, once again, building and establishing that trust. I know when it comes down to my delivery and what I do as an artist with words is my strength. If I bring my best in that space, I've ran my part of the race. I ran track growing up. When it's your turn in the relay, run your leg. Drop the baton off the way you're supposed to. Don't drop it, but pass that mug off. Run your leg. And that's the mentality that we've developed with each other. Is that
that's dope.
We trust each other to run that leg, and whatever we notice and we see, we bring it to an honest place, and it takes time. You know, it takes time to work through that. It takes learning each other's communication style, and yeah, it takes patience, but it's not hard to do. You
It,
know, when you work with someone that you're happy to work with, when you share a passion, when you are in love with what you're creating, a lot of it isn't going to focus on the ego of the other person. It's
mm,
going to be more of the product. You know, we
mm,
both love what we're making. We both love what's happening. We both want this to be great.
mm,
So because we both love that, that's
mm.
plenty. So.
See, and I know y'all could pick up a lot of gems, a lot of gems. Look, now I got to start because we pushing at 45 to an hour,
Yeah,
and I want to be considerate of your
yeah.
time, so I'm
No,
gonna
no,
start
you
getting
good.
more.
Like, you gotta be, bro. I got no energy right now, man.
Let's talk about marketing and promoting your business.
Yeah.
What was? Oh, I like this question.
Uh-huh.
What was a marketing strategy starting off that you guys thought like, damn, I know this gonna work, but y'all was like, oh nah, nigga, we completely missed this point of it.
Honestly, we never really had like a marketing strategy in the
Mm,
beginning.
mm,
Like the first joint we made together is Juice, and that's a track that's on Richie's platforms on social media. I mean, on the streaming platforms, and that wasn't a rollout of any kind. Like we
mm,
actually never really had a marketing plan.
mm,
You know, it's really us looking at what we're creating and thinking, okay, what are the ways that we want to best present this? What are the ways that we want to develop and grab that connection? And like, of course, by making a product, but also thinking about what's going to be the next thing. And I say the biggest thing that we've done marketing wise now is the Love Pack, which is the most recent release.
okay.
If you go on the Mantra House page, which is the Mantra House 618 on Instagram right now, also on my page on IG, Free 618, you're gonna see multiple multiple commercials, ads that I made for this project because the Love Pack is a collection of R&B classics that's been remixed. So I'm doing a
That sounds
combination.
dope.
Yeah, I'm doing a combination of rap and poetry. I'm dropping bars and poetry on some of your favorite R&B joints. Now it's only 6 tracks on there. It's only 6 tracks, but these 6, I'm telling you, just check it out. Just check it out. Just check it out. If you like your '90s R&B, if you like that good vibe and a good time, and especially if you got somebody a little special that you just want to get a little close to, that's a project for that. So,
So about me tonight,
yeah,
shit.
for
I'm
sure.
definitely
Play.
jamming that. I
Let me
got
know. Let me know for real. I'm serious. That's the thing
Hey,
about us
I
too. Like,
got you. I'm
yeah,
on
let me
her
know.
ass tonight.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And this is the thing too, especially with us being in St. Louis. Lay Your Body Down, in my opinion, is one of the most slept on Pretty Willie songs. It's a banger though. Anytime it's played, it's a banger. But I have a remix of that on there. I got a remix of that on there. So yeah, check that out. But with that vibe and knowing that it's intimate, it's passionate, it's sensual, it's sexual, but it is not super
Explicit.
it's not super explicit. And that's where I write from. You know, in the 90s, a lot of the songs were so suggestive. The lyrics and the language was colorful. It gave you the impression of this is naughty, but you don't know exactly what's happening unless I listen. And that's the energy of the Love Pack. But the cover is always going to be the first part. The visual and the audio is the first part of your marketing plan. We know that visual and audio is our strong suit. So we lead with that. And then building upon that, I know for myself personally, I know if this is the R&B vibe and energy that needs to be that I'm bringing out, and this doesn't really exist in the culture, what do I do to embody that? So I dress sexy. I dress sensually. You know what I'm saying? I set the vibe and the tone through not only the music but through each through each ad I do, and it's a combination of things, right? For this particular marketing scheme, it's reminding people what those R&B feelings look like, making it situational so these music can be played anytime, and I do that a variety of ways through humor, through playing on the actual music itself, We plan on sexuality and sensuality. And one of the biggest things too that I've done is I have an OnlyFans.
Nigga, I've been talking about starting one. You don't understand. I've been talking about
Yes,
starting one.
I have an OnlyFans, and I'm going to say this on
Man.
the podcast. Is you go on OnlyFans, you'll see what's on there, but the OnlyFans is mainly to promote the love pack.
Not for me, nigga. Wait till I start mine.
Yes, but even with that, the OnlyFans is a great another platform and another way.
They make, once I figured out old girl had made like 20 the what's the girl who was on Dr. Phil?
Bad baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that I forgot what she did, man. Man, I forgot what I'm gonna remember right when we end this, but some girl that was on Dr. Phil, a teenager, she ended up creating the OnlyFans after she went viral for being on Dr. Phil and made like $20 million in 1 year.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Yes.
What?
Yes, especially with
Do you know how many videos I got?
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Man.
And the thing about OnlyFans is you is not limited to sensual and sexual
It's not.
content.
I've been seeing people cook on that
People
mug.
cook, people play, people game on there, people eat.
I've been seeing that a lot of feed content be on there.
Like, yes, there are the sexual and sensual and more taboo content and the more kink like based content, and definitely, yeah, that's there. But you could literally do anything on OnlyFans. Like if you're into crocheting and you want to crochet a particular way, you can. If you want to have a live where you can play music of what you like to play and you don't want to be flat, you can do that on OnlyFans.
And you get paid for the people who stream the live?
Yeah, you could set that up. You literally could. You could set that up. Even with that,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's multiple ways to use platforms, resources, and ways. It's ways to be creative.
I mean, yeah. I just didn't know that specifically about OnlyFans.
Like, with OnlyFans, yes,
YouTube.
you can. With OnlyFans, of course, I mean, you can definitely drop your own content, but you can have your own lives, chats, all of that. Like, you can literally.
I
have
didn't
your
know
own.
that.
Yes, like OnlyFans is literally is Patreon. Patreon and OnlyFans is just two different. They're just two different places that
you can go live on Patreon.
Yeah,
I thought Patreon was only. I thought it was just like a Cash App or something like that to get to a website that had all the content that you was looking.
Well, Patreon is has become more of a platform that's a host too.
Okay.
So in these spaces, there it can be live or connecting live stream, but even with that, you have opportunities to make those connections and to build from that space.
But let's talk about that because I think that's something that's interesting. You don't have necessarily a physical product like this,
right?
You have a digital product, and you're sharing that digital product with a co-owner. How is that broken? Or what is that conversation like?
Okay, so as business partners, we're 50-50.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. On everything, like royalties, and then like YouTube checks, and then okay.
When it comes to the actual content, when it comes to what we create, we have our hands on everything.
Okay.
So when you hear a song, yes, that's my voice. Yes, that's my lyrics and my writing. But that's Richie's production. That's his mixing. That's his mastering. That's him. Like the music, everything you hear, that's him. So like it literally, when you hear him, you hear me.
That's dope. That's deep.
Yeah. So especially when it comes to the music, and then even when it comes to he makes the music, I make the visuals, the covers. We've already worked with at least 4 artists now, and going to have rollouts with each of them. And that's also a part of what we offer with our services is that process. How many places can you go, especially locally, for one fee? You can get production. You can get it mixed, mastered. You can get your cover art created, all in one spot. And it can also be released on DSPs through our platform if you're not already set up. And it's very few places where you can get all of that done for under for under 1,500. And we have a package starting at 1,000. And and that process by itself, for some people could cost anywhere from
like 3 to 5.
3 to 5, just for one song.
Man.
But
and then that mug don't even turn out the way you want it.
exactly.
And you spending 6 months waiting on all of this.
6 months waiting on it, or do all the work of perfecting the song just to pass it on to somebody, just to pass it on to a mixing engineer who doesn't even like the style of music, doesn't understand the style of music. Like it's a variety of factors that play into creating. Period. And what we do creatively is we help people reach that space and that vision in the most seamless way possible. We create these experiences, because that's what music is. That's what a video is. That's what art is. It's all experiences, that we get all the time. These phones, this is art,
I'm
this is an
telling you.
experience, that we deal with every day. TikTok being gone, that's a digital asset. It's an experience, so yeah.
So, okay, I got a few more questions for
Yeah,
you.
come on, bro, come on.
How do you calculate the cost of your digital products?
Wow. So big thing is, yes, you definitely have your actual costs for production in regards of like your equipment and things of that
Okay.
nature. But besides that, you have your experience. Yeah, you have your experience that also plays a major factor. When it comes to your pricing of your products. I could say this for artists. I know it's difficult for a lot of artists to value and to price your products, your art, because the reality is, creators, we create um, invaluable value. There is never going to be a number that will completely satisfy you for what you create and what you make. Okay, so when it comes to pricing your products, and even for us digitally, it's making a price. For me, my rule of thumb for artists is make a price that you feel comfortable releasing that piece for, because this is a reality of art. Once you make it and create it, it's no longer yours.
That's deep.
You have to release that to the world if you so choose to, but in releasing it to the world, once again, it's no longer yours. Or if you take on that contract to work on somebody's project, you are working on that project. You take ownership of the work you do on that project, but the project's not yours. Your service is being lent to the project. That's what you own. You own your service, but not the project. So framing those things plays a big role in that.
That's deep. That's deep. So okay, how do you make money off of your digital product? Because are you selling like the EP as one completed price, or are you really focused on streaming and letting them streaming numbers generate the revenue on the back end?
Right. So this is what it is for us, right? Or for me. What I recognize is the way streaming is currently set up, they've made an infinite loop for the people who are in the executive positions for streams to make the most money and to make all of the money.
You said that shit perfectly. You said it perfect.
So once again, this is the testament of me nerding out. Now, some people say, well, why would you go through the process of working really hard to make music, release, do all of this stuff for music that's not generating any value, any money? Okay, once again, like I said before, money is not just dollars and resources. If you have impact, if you do something great, and Martin Luther King Day was yesterday, his birthday was last week. Rest well, ancestor. One of the best speeches I've ever heard, and it's on YouTube right now, is called Life's Blueprint. A lot of people talk about I Have a Dream. A lot of people talk about his final speeches. But the Life Blueprint speech is one of my favorite speeches by Martin Luther King. And one of the things he says is whatever it is that you decide to do with your life, how you earn a living, how you live the rest of your days, by all means, find something that you can do well, find something that you can have passion in, and find something that can also yield yield a service or contribute to humanity, or if anything, solve a problem. And be so excellent at what you do that the world will come to you. And that's the principle that I stand on when it comes to the music we make. Be so excellent and so great at what we do, promote it, celebrate it, that the value it brings is the world to us.
That's fucking deep.
and that's what I stand in. And in the process of doing that, you know, there are opportunities or ways for money to be made. There are people who want covers made. I make covers for people when it comes to their podcasts, singles, albums, flyers. I design flyers. I design logos. Actually, what I went to school for undergrad, digital media, um, videos, editing, all of these services that we offer at the Mantra House is a part of that. And that's where you find our services at. So yes, we're literally creating the product and giving you our portfolio in live time. And knowing that by being excellent at what we do, that is going to continue to generate interest, is going to continue to generate value, is going to continue to generate impact, and money has, and bookings and opportunities have come in. Yeah, so that's what it is. So with the EPs,
it's fucking dope.
Yeah, they're available. They could be purchased on Apple and other DSPs, and yes, those revenues can be collected. But there's more ways to make money off of music. People have physical copies that they sell, and a lot more of that is coming. So the biggest thing I'll say is themontrahouse.com. If you really tap in, check out the website, see what we have going on there. You'll see what we have there. We definitely have merch dropping. We had a lot more.
Better have some fucking.
Yeah, no. We seriously. Also, and that's the thing too. We're doing a lot of the digital assets because, like I said, a lot of this is what generates the impact, that what generates the awareness, right? Once again, bringing the world to us. But when we bring the world to us, we gonna have what y'all can take home with you. We gonna have what you can put on. We gonna have what you can rock. We gonna have what you can be proud of. So that's part of the setup. You know what I'm saying? Is one of the big things I want to tell people today is, yes, you can have a digital asset all you want, and that's great. But what is always ran the world is direct to consumer. It's popping that trunk. Now, popping that trunk to cause some violence, right?
Man.
Popping that trunk to make some money, huh? Having a good or a service that you can bring directly to people, and people can bring the money directly to you.
That's the closest thing to the natural, the most naturalist bartering system in the world. And I think the bartering system is how you keep anybody honest. I feel like that's one of the most
it's powerful. It's powerful, and that's how
trading.
That's how Rich and I first started working. It's bartering. It's through building the relationship through bartering. It's, hey man, you have this skill set, I got the skill set. Let's just see what happens when we put it together. And we put it together. I was like, hey yo, this is actually working. This is something that's pretty powerful. And then
just figuring out those kinks.
Absolutely, and investment in the studio time that we both made turned into an EP.
Look,
yeah.
Now both see
being like-minded, being in alignment with people is important. Man, it's valuable.
And I do want to add this as well, because like you said, it's other ways to make money off of rap than just what you say. It's other ways to make money off of rap than just something. But I wanted to add, because I had thought something I do for my social media marketing is, once I get in contract with a business and I get ready to start, I get to the part of the marketing where it's running promotions, running ads, I then connect them with an artist. And then I get an affiliate marketing or brand ambassador contract in between those, or with my company with the artist. So that's something that I caught on to 6 months ago that I'm starting to implement now. And that's something a lot of artists should be looking out for. Yeah,
absolutely, for
commercials.
Sure.
I just heard.
Yeah, commercials is, and that's what I've done. I've made commercials for myself. Actually, one of the posts that I made recently that's gotten a lot of traction is when there was a storm out here. I actually made a commercial in the storm for the Love Pack because everybody was inside. Some people wanted to, have a little bit of extra fun. And I said the album earlier is what's gonna help you have that extra fun. Because what's dope about the Love Pack is it's 17 minutes total, but it's a smooth ride. If you like quiet storm radio, that's the theme behind it. Shout out to Authority, amazing poet out here in St. Louis, a great Black woman who does great work, and she is hosting the Love Pack. So throughout, you're literally going through a radio segment. You know what I'm saying? It's bringing back that nostalgic vibe. So because I know that about the Love Pack, I said, what could I do to add more value to it? Make a commercial. Everybody's going to be scrolling. Everybody's going to be inside. Nobody can really go anywhere. If they are going somewhere, they probably going to be fighting the snow. So they're going to look at IG at some point. So that's what I did. I went outside and I set up a
Marketing,
fake broadcast
promoting.
and I promoted it. And doing that is showing people, hey, man, if you could do that for that, and I got a service or a product, and I actually got marketing dollars I can put behind the head if it's funny enough or if it's impactful enough. Yes, that's also what we do too. Commercials. You know,
Boom.
I can write the script for you, however you want it.
Shit, what have you thought about going to businesses, like going to little mom and pop shops, charging them for a little?
Oh, absolutely, for
Okay.
sure. It's That's coming. That's coming. It's just once again is building on what we're doing. One of the biggest things for me too is it's always good to be confident in what you are offering people when it comes to value and you want to do trade with them. However, it's even more important for you to bring results to them, right? Especially when we're in black
Bar.
business, right? Especially when we're talking about black business, right? Black business is a great space for you to develop your chops to get out in the corporate world, especially when you operate in business correctly and you tight with it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Mm.
that's what's coming. It's yeah, we're definitely gonna be doing commercials for local businesses. So yeah, you won't want that going for you. Hey, just hit us up.
Boom.
We got you. You know
Look,
what I'm
and
saying?
now I got your resource and my
Yeah,
arsenal with my network. It's
yeah,
over with, man.
absolutely. Not only that. I mean, Richie, like I said,
Man.
being a producer, he is accomplished, brother. He has well over 300 beats
Mm.
that's out on
Mm.
DSPs right now. So once again, it's not just making great music; it's also thinking about placement, sync deals, right? It's so many more ways to make money off of what you create and what you do. You see what I'm saying? And through his music, like his music has already been used on multiple reels that have generated, and it's generating thousands of views even now.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
see what I'm
Just
saying?
think about like
Yeah.
a monetized Instagram account
Mm-hmm.
to where he getting paid off of those motherfucking real usage.
Absolutely,
Man, but
and
even then
it's
on the
part of it.
back end, he's
Yeah,
still getting paid from the DFP websites
yeah,
or platforms
yeah,
just for people.
yeah. Going back and going through that too, it's like, and even with that, one of the biggest things now is data is really the king. If you have the opportunity to generate viewership in a strong amount of data, that's what they're paying you for.
I'm telling you,
They're not paying you really much for your product. Everybody got products, but do you have the ability to garner?
100,000 views in
Exactly.
2 days, or like what Shannon Sharp did, what 1 million view in 24 hours with
Yeah,
Cat Williams.
yeah, with Cat Williams, right? Do you have the ability to create that type of impact? And salutes to you to having a YouTube channel. We have a YouTube channel as well
Mm.
where we're dropping our videos. Also, we get content all the time. You know, content is great to get. Content isn't always just making an actual video so you can promote a product or anything, but it's just recording the process. A lot of people want to see what's going on. How does this stuff happen? How does it work? And we have tons and tons of clips and videos of us being in studio in space with other artists that we're working with. Most artists that we've been working with lately have first time being in the studio session, actually creating these pieces of art, and they are incredible. They are incredible. So yeah, man, it's it's there. It's there. It's out there. If you see it in your head and you truly believe it, it's real to you. Um, if you have to shake yourself out of your daydream, then if it's that real to you, then that means that it's already yours. It's just the big difference is from where you are now to where that reality is actually lived out. It's up to you, you know. And the steps that you take are the steps that lead you into that place, you know. You being able to see it in your head, feel it in your heart, believe it in your spirit is already, you know, the universe's permission for you to have it. It's just at that point, do you want it?
How hard you gonna work to get it?
Exactly.
You
How
feel
hard you
me?
gonna work to get it? Do you realize it's not just gonna be you? You know,
Like, man, that the biggest misconception in black business is I can do this on my own. When I heard niggas say that, I be like, oh, you got it, bro.
yeah, you
You
got
got
it.
it.
You
You
got
got
it
it.
for
Like,
sure.
I got a team behind me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like,
It's
man,
yeah,
like,
yeah. We normally see like the spectrum, like the crazy, the deeper ends of on those spectrums, right? The extreme ends, like either I don't need nobody and it's me doing this by myself, or I need a team, but
man, I can't move without
right, I can't move without people. And
like,
yeah, no, you have to find that balance. You have to be a force within yourself, but be aware enough to recognize that you can be a force with other people.
that's deep. That's deep. And I think that was a nice ass quote to wrap this up
Oh yeah,
on.
for sure, bro.
Man, upcoming events, anything we need to be aware of.
Yeah, man. Just please stay tuned. Like tap into the mantrahouse.com, our website. Check out our services. Check out everything we offer. All the music and everything that we've been dropping, we got going on. See, that's what you call me right now. But besides that, Love Pack is out now.
I'll stream that.
Go stream. Welcome to Freedom is out as well. Art Over Ego is out as well. Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, any DSP, PHREE, and then you can put Welcome to Freedom. That right there will connect you to my profile, connect you to that. Welcome to Freedom is basically, so all three of these projects can be listened to within a day's time. Honestly, they can all be listened to within an hour because they're all under just about 20 minutes. So Welcome to Freedom came out in June. Welcome to Freedom is like your early morning, anytime you want a good chill vibe and relax and just really have a good moment with yourself. That's what Welcome to Freedom is. That's 17 minutes right there. Then we move over into Art Over Ego, which is freestyle based EP, which is just bars. You know what I'm saying? You want a little bit more energy into your day. You want to pick it up at that time. Might be getting in the gym, want a little something to get you that little pep in your step. Art Over Ego is great. Or if you just want to hear just some great bars, that's it. Now, Love Pack is evening time, wind down, or if you're just in that mood and you're feeling really good, you just want to hear some love vibes and you just want to hear something really nice and make you just feel a little extra good, Love Pack is that. So, yeah, just tune into those spaces and places and connect with me on Instagram, PHREE618. Follow me, I follow back. And then Mantra House, The Mantra House 614 on Instagram. And tap in. That's it.
Hell yeah, we definitely gonna support. And I like these because these like timestamps in history. So like my channel not popping as much as I would like right now.
I was coming,
but say when they do come and they come back and hear that, I envision like a year from now. This motherfucker just end up getting like 100,000 views in a week period, and then look at your shit like, hold on, how the hell that just shit? You be like, what the hell them niggas just coming? Like, all them goddamn streams? What the hell? And that's why I like this because like that's like me sitting back studying. That's literally how it is.
Yeah, bro.
You do that one interview a year from now after working hard, almost ready to give up. And it blow, and then all of these other amazing interviews is just like a Rolodex for people to just come back and watch.
Absolutely.
Like I do it to YouTube channels. I find a channel that I like, I go back and watch. Man, I'm trying to watch from where I caught you all the way to the beginning. And when I realized that, I was like, that's how we got to set it up.
Yeah, absolutely. So absolutely. Man, that's how it happens. Man. You know, when you walk in the path in the journey, the blessings always come,
man. So finish this off on bigflexoverdose.com. You know, we got to get the live testimonials in. Which one we gonna go with this one first?
Okay. Right.
That's the Big Flex Bliss right there.
Okay, I like that. I like the look.
Candles on the website right now.
Ooh, okay. I like that. That's smooth.
It's soft.
Yeah, I like that. I really do. That's smooth. I fuck with this. For real. Light it up. Yeah, for sure.
Look, it took me a while to come up with that quote too. I was like, man, let me think of something that can transform.
For sure.
Like,
absolutely. But yeah, man, for sure. Absolutely.
This the Big Flex Zen right here.
Okay.
Everybody messed with that one more, so we gonna see.
I see why. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I love both of them, but to me, both of these serve in different places. Okay, so this right here would be more of the bedroom vibe.
Exactly.
You know, more intimate bathroom. You know, personal bathroom. You know what I'm saying? And this is Zen, right? So if you want to be in a space where you know you got that actual time to be like by yourself or in a real intimate space, you need to relax. Zen, right? Now, if you got company coming over, you might be some people, you know what I'm saying? Or you somebody, you know, that, you know, they sliding through and you want to kind of give a signal without giving a signal, too much of a signal. You know, you go ahead and light that up. Oh, somebody go down in here. I think somebody pulled out the good candle. I think somebody wants to put some hands in some places.
Hey, man, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, look, they on the website now, bigflexoverdose.com. Go check them out. They got the live gold flakes in there. And then we also got sage. I looked it up. Sage is like a mosquito repellent, but it don't smell as bad. And then it got the herbal effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
It got the herbal effect. So my cousin, she used to walk around the house burning sage and rosemary and fucking rose petals and stuff. So I'm like, bet. So that's how I add value to these candles with the gold. So I'm gonna get more expensive gold to go in there as
Yeah.
the company go.
For sure.
But that's the concept: gold flakes, rose, and a few other extra additives to make the smell really stick and hit.
Yeah.
But bigflakesoverdose.com, themantrahouse.com. Go check us out. We kicking, we pushing, we in there and we out of there.
Yes, sir. We out. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Boom.
Yep.